The centre is about food safety in fresh produce, so in fruits and vegetables, and mostly products that are eaten raw. So there's no step that actually can kill microbial contamination. So people are into smoothies and eating fresh products and salads, and so there's been a lot more consumption of this type of product. In 2012, I think, I recognised that there wasn't really any sort of research effort on looking at how we might reduce the risk of foodborne illness in fresh products in Australia. And so I set up what we call the Fresh Produce Safety Centre, which is an industry-funded body specifically aimed at generating research programs and outreach to industries. And from that, I wrote the ARC Centre application, and we were fortunate enough to be funded. I think visibility, so I've already mentioned that. I think it's important to be present and to actually make time to go and see people who are involved in your centre and make sure things are okay, and regularly see people and ask them, even if it's just in the morning. So I've been down there this morning to the centre and sort of said, hi everyone, and how's it all going? And I think that's important. So visibility is really important. I think strategising, getting a strategy and then working towards implementing that strategy is also important. If you don't have a strategy, it's really difficult. If you, as I said, lurch from thing to thing, it's often difficult to see the clear pathway. We have monthly meetings with all CIs, and we do a little bit of strategising there, as well as some of the bread and butter stuff. And we're having another workshop or retreat to go and do some more strategising for the next 2 years. Where are we heading? How are we going to get more funds in? How are we going to grow the centre? I think in my particular field in agriculture, it is a little bit of a boys' club. It's just difficult to break into conversations where the men are sort of standing around talking about Saturday's footy and the cricket and things like that, and you don't actually have an opening entry point that's part of their conversation. So it's a little bit difficult. When I first came back in 2012, we set up a Women in Agriculture group, and we had monthly meetings, and it wasn't really a grizzle session, but we certainly listened to people's problems and issues, and it was as simple as, some of the older professors holding up the milk carton when it was empty and saying, any more milk, to some of the females, things like that. Just quiet discrimination. I only say yes to things that are related to my field. And I also say yes to things that relate to mentoring women and supporting women. But other than that, I try not to. I say that's not really my thing. And I also try to encourage younger people. I'm looking at succession, and I have a number of people who are in my field who I want to sort of pass things to. I need to be careful not to put it on them that they feel obliged to do it, because sometimes I think, I'm giving them an opportunity, but they say, well, this is more work for me. So I need to balance that out so that they don't feel pressured.